My child, if you are alone right now, this is not by accident. I see you in this very moment. I see where you are sitting. I see the quiet around you. I see the thoughts moving through your mind. The questions you have not spoken out loud. You may feel as if this is just another ordinary moment in your day. But it is not ordinary to me. I arranged this encounter. I guided your steps here. I gently led your eyes to this place because there is something I must speak into your heart right now. You are not here by chance. You are not listening by coincidence. This is intentional. This is divine. This is personal. You may think you are alone, but you are not abandoned. You may feel unseen, but you are fully known. I have been watching over you with care that never sleeps, with attention that never wanders. Even when the room felt empty, even when your phone was silent, even when no one checked in on you, I was there. I have always been there. And today, in this exact second, I want you to understand something. Your loneliness has not gone unnoticed. Your silence has not been ignored. Your tears have not fallen without purpose. I have counted every one of them. I have listened to the sighs you did not even realize were prayers. Please open your heart to me now. Do not harden it with doubt. Do not close it because of past disappointments. I have been waiting to give you this. I have been waiting patiently for the right moment, when your spirit would be quiet enough to receive what I am about to place inside you. This is not something rushed. This is not something casual. This is something prepared long ago, before you ever felt this ache. Before you ever asked the questions you are asking now. I knew this moment would come. I knew you would need reassurance. I knew you would need clarity. And I prepared something just for you. Do not skip this moment. This is your gift, I say that with urgency, because I know how quickly distraction can steal what was meant to transform you. I know how easily your mind can wander. I know how often you scroll past the very thing that was sent to answer your prayer. But this is not the time to scroll away. This is not the time to minimize what you feel stirring inside you. Stay here with me, breathe slowly. Let your heart soften. Let my words sink deeper than surface emotion. This is not entertainment. This is encounter. You think you found this message, but I brought you here. I orchestrated small details you did not even notice. A delay, a pause, a recommendation, a sudden thought to stop and listen. Those were not random. Those were my hands guiding you gently into position. I know how to reach you. I know how to interrupt your routine without overwhelming you. I know how to speak in ways that catch your attention without frightening you. And I chose this moment because your heart is ready. You have been searching, even if you did not know what you were searching for. You have been longing, even if you could not put it into words. And now you are here. Heaven does not operate by chance. I do not act randomly. Every divine interruption carries intention. When I step into your timeline, it is because something is shifting. When I call your attention, it is because your spirit needs alignment. I interrupted you because I love you too much to let you continue unaware of what I am doing around you. You might say, but it feels ordinary. My child, some of the most powerful moments begin quietly. The seed that breaks the ground does not announce itself with thunder. The turning of a key in a lock makes only a small sound, yet it opens a door that changes everything. In the same way, this moment may seem simple, but it carries eternal weight. I guided the sequence of events that led you to this exact point. A thought, a suggestion, a pause, a decision. I was in all of it. There is urgency in my voice because I know how easily you dismiss sacred moments. I know how quickly doubt whispers, this is not important, but this is not common. This is a divine interruption. And when I interrupt, it is because something must be heard now, not later. Do not skip this. Do not treat this lightly. There are moments that carry grace for transformation, and if ignored, they pass quietly by. I am not threatening you. I am awakening you. I am telling you that heaven has leaned close to speak into your life. My child, I saw your loneliness. I saw it when no one else did. I saw it when you smiled in public but felt empty inside. I saw it when you said, I am fine, even though your heart felt heavy. You may have hidden it well from others, but you could never hide it from me. I saw the tears you wiped away quickly so no one would ask questions. I saw the way you turned your face to the side so no one would notice your eyes filling up. Not one tear fell without my awareness. Not one sigh escaped your lips without my attention. There were nights when the world grew quiet, and the silence felt louder than noise. Nights when you lay awake staring into the darkness, replaying conversations in your mind, wondering what you did wrong, wondering why things turned out the way they did. You felt the weight of isolation press against your chest. You reached for comfort and found none. You hoped someone would call, someone would notice, someone would understand. But the phone stayed still, the room stayed silent, and you felt forgotten. I was there. Even when you could not feel me, I was there. I watched you curl up under blankets, trying to hold yourself together. I saw the tears that soaked your pillow when you thought no one knew you were crying. I heard the prayers that never fully formed because your voice broke halfway through. I understood the questions you were too tired to ask again. Why am I alone? Why does this hurt so much? Did I do something wrong? My child, I heard all of it. There were nights when you felt surrounded by people yet still alone. That kind of loneliness hurt even more. To be in a crowd but feel unseen, to speak but feel unheard, to give but not feel received. I saw that ache. I saw the way you pulled back slowly, guarding your heart because it felt safer than being disappointed again. I saw you build quiet walls around your emotions. I saw you become stronger on the outside and quieter on the inside. But even then, I was present. I was the reason you did not completely lose hope. I was the small whisper that told you to hold on one more day. I was the calm that settled over you when anxiety tried to take over. I was the strength that carried you through mornings when you did not feel ready to face the world. You thought you were surviving alone. You were not. I was sustaining you. You felt forgotten by people you trusted. You felt overlooked in rooms where you hoped to belong. You felt like your voice did not carry weight, like your presence did not matter. And slowly, quietly, you began to question your worth. You began to wonder if you were too much or not enough, too sensitive, too quiet, too different. My beloved child, those thoughts did not come from me. I never forgot you. I never overlooked you. I never lost sight of your value. While you were feeling invisible, I was watching you with deep love. While you were wondering if anyone cared, I was caring more than you could imagine. The loneliness you experienced was not proof of your insignificance. It was a season, and seasons always change. Type I am seen, Father, if you believe He has never stopped watching over you. There were moments when you asked me directly, "Are you there?" You may not remember exactly when, but I do. I remember the tone of your voice in those moments. I remember the mixture of doubt and hope that lived in the same breath. And though you did not hear thunder in response, I answered you with presence. I kept you breathing. I kept you standing. I kept you moving forward, even when forward felt impossible. Isolation does not mean you were abandoned. Silence does not mean I was absent. Sometimes I allow quiet seasons not to harm you, but to draw you closer. In loneliness, you began to seek me more deeply. In isolation, you started to question what truly matters. In those long nights, you grew stronger in ways you did not yet realize. You became more aware of your inner life. You became more sensitive to my gentle nudges. The very season you thought was breaking you was shaping you. But I do not ignore your pain. I do not minimize your tears. I know loneliness cuts deep. I know it makes you question your value. I know it can feel endless. That is why I am speaking now, to tell you clearly you were never alone in it. When you sat in your car after a long day trying to gather yourself before going inside, I was there. When you walked into your room and closed the door, feeling like no one understood you, I was there. When you scrolled through memories and felt that sharp ache in your chest, I was there. When you whispered, "I just want to feel seen," I was there. I saw your loneliness, and I was closer than you realized. You may not have felt dramatic comfort. You may not have sensed visible change, but my presence is not always loud. Sometimes it is steady. Sometimes it is quiet strength holding you upright when nothing else was. Sometimes it is protection from thoughts that could have pulled you deeper into despair. You survived that season because I was holding you together. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not alone now, and you were not alone then. The loneliness was real, but so was my presence. The tears were real, but so was my protection. The questions were real, but so were my answers forming silently behind the scenes. Even when you thought I was silent, I was working. My beloved child, I need you to release the lie that says your isolation meant rejection from me. That lie has weighed on you too long. I was not rejecting you. I was refining you. I was preparing you. I was strengthening parts of you that needed to grow before your next season arrived. And now, as you sit here hearing my voice, let this truth settle deeply inside you. I have always been with you. I was in the quiet nights. I was in the hidden tears. I was in the moments when you felt most forgotten. I was closer than your own breath. You may have walked through loneliness, but you did not walk through it alone. My child, pause right now and recognize what is happening. This is not coincidence. This is not random timing. This is not an accident created by scrolling hands or wandering thoughts. I interrupted your routine on purpose. I stepped into your ordinary moment and turned it into something sacred. You may have believed you were simply passing time, but I was positioning you. You may have thought you were choosing to listen, but I was the one drawing you here. Nothing about this encounter surprises me. I knew the exact second you would arrive. I knew the mood you would be in. I knew the weight on your shoulders. I knew the thoughts circling in your mind. I knew the quiet questions you have been afraid to speak. I orchestrated this moment with precision. Just as I command the sunrise and set the boundaries of the sea, I also direct the steps of those who are mine. You are not drifting through life unseen. You are being led, even when you do not realize it. This interruption is an invitation. It is not condemnation. It is not correction in anger. It is loving redirection. I am pulling you out of autopilot. I am lifting your eyes from routine. I am asking you to become aware that I am actively guiding your life. You are not wandering without purpose. You are being positioned for something you cannot yet fully see. There is urgency because timing matters. Some words must be heard at the right moment to carry their full weight. If you delay, if you ignore, if you close your heart, you may still move forward. But you will do so without the clarity I intended to give you. I do not want you stepping into your next season confused or uncertain. I want you anchored. I want you aligned. You may feel something stirring inside you right now. A seriousness, a weight, a sense that this is more than ordinary encouragement. That feeling is not imagination. That is recognition. Your spirit knows when I am speaking. Your heart knows the tone of my voice. And I am speaking now with clarity because you are at a crossroads. Even if you do not yet see the signs. Heaven does not rush, but heaven does move with precision. When I interrupt, it is because a shift is near. You may not see the door yet, but I see it forming. You may not sense the transition clearly, but I know it is approaching. This moment is preparation. It is alignment before movement. It is awareness before action. I have watched you wrestle with doubt. I have seen you hesitate when I nudged you forward. I have noticed the caution that has slowly turned into delay, and I am speaking now so that hesitation does not steal what obedience would release. Do not mistake fear for wisdom. Do not confuse delay with discernment. When I call you to listen, it is because clarity is being offered. Sit still in this interruption. Let it reach deeper than surface feeling. My beloved, your life matters. Your decisions matter. The path ahead matters. I am not passive about your future. I am invested in it. I am involved in its smallest details. I see the crossroads forming. I see the distractions attempting to pull you sideways, and I will not remain silent while that happens. This interruption is protection. It is guidance. It is love in motion. My child, the gift I have been waiting to give you is not what you think. It is not something you can hold in your hands. It is not something that fades with time or loses value when circumstances shift. The surprise I have prepared for you is deeper than material gain. It is not wrapped in money, applause, or outward success. Those things can come and go. What I have been preparing for you is something that settles in your soul. Something that changes the way you walk through every season. You have asked me for visible breakthroughs. You have prayed for doors to open, for situations to change, for certain people to return. I have heard those prayers. I have not ignored them. But before I release what is around you, I must secure what is within you. The gift I have been waiting to give you is peace that does not depend on circumstance, not the kind of peace that comes only when problems disappear. The kind of peace that remains even when they are still present. It is restoration that reaches into places you thought would always ache. It is identity so strong that no rejection can shake it. This is the surprise. You thought I was preparing a change in your surroundings. I was preparing a transformation in your spirit. You thought I was delaying because you were unready. In truth, I was building something inside you that could sustain what is coming. If I had given you external blessing without internal stability, you would have carried anxiety into abundance. You would have brought insecurity into opportunity. I love you too much to allow that. The delay was preparation. While you were waiting, I was restoring parts of you that were quietly broken. While you were wondering why nothing seemed to move, I was strengthening your foundation. You did not see dramatic shifts, but small, sacred changes were happening beneath the surface. Your thinking began to mature. Your resilience began to grow. Your dependency on human approval slowly began to loosen. That was not accidental. That was my work in you. Type, I receive this. Father, if your heart is open to the peace I am placing inside you right now. The peace I am giving you now is not fragile. It is not based on whether everything goes your way. It is not dependent on perfect timing or perfect outcomes. It is rooted in knowing who you are in me. This is the identity I have been forming in you. You are not defined by who stayed or who left. You are not defined by how fast your life progressed. You are not defined by past mistakes or missed opportunities.
Calm your mind.
You are my child.
Take a deep breath.
That identity is not seasonal.
I know
it is
you're
eternal.
tired. Not just
Heaven has been
physically,
preparing this gift
but
for longer than
emotionally.
you realize.
You
Before
have been
you felt the
carrying
ache of waiting,
so much,
I knew what you would
and
need.
no one
Before
truly
you cried out for
understands.
relief,
but
I had already
do.
designed restoration. The
I
peace you are beginning to
understand
experience was not
everything.
created overnight.
You are not alone.
It had been formed in heaven's
I am
quiet
with
places,
you,
shaped by my
always.
love, guarded by
Even
my
in
timing.
silence,
I do
even
not
in
rush what is
darkness,
sacred.
even when
You thought the
feel
delay
lost,
meant denial. It
I
did
am
not.
there.
It meant alignment.
I see your struggles.
There were things in your heart that
hidden
needed to be
pain,
untangled.
your
There were
silent
attachments that needed to
tears.
loosen.
You
There were
try to
fears that
stay
needed
strong,
to be exposed and
even
released.
when your
If I had
heart
moved too
feels
quickly,
heavy.
those
But
hidden cracks
listen
would have
carefully.
widened under pressure.
This pain
So I
is
allowed
not
time,
the end.
not to frustrate
This
you,
struggle is
not to
not
ignore
permanent.
you, but to protect
You are growing.
You have carried
You
stress
are
quietly.
becoming
You have lived with
stronger.
tension in your body,
Every challenge
replaying
is
conversations,
shaping your
imagining
future.
outcomes, worrying about
Trust me.
tomorrow.
Even when
I am
you
releasing
don't
you from
understand,
that constant pressure.
my plan
I am teaching
is
your
bigger
soul how
than
to rest
your
again.
worries.
I am reminding your mind that you
Delays
do not
are
have
not
to control everything
denials.
to be secure.
They are
This
preparation.
peace is not passive.
Something
It
better
is powerful.
is coming.
It allows you
Something
to stand steady
prayed
while
for.
uncertainty moves around
Keep
you. It
believing.
anchors you when emotions
Keep
try to
trusting.
pull you off course.
You are
It
stronger
reminds you
than
that your
you
future
think.
is not hanging
You
by
have
fragile
survived
threads, but is
so
held
much
securely in
already.
my hands.
Do not
There are
give
places
up
in your
now.
heart that felt worn
Your
down,
story
dreams
is
that felt
not
smaller
over.
than they once did.
Your journey
Confidence
is still
that faded
going.
slowly without you noticing.
Stand up again.
I am
Move
restoring those
forward
places
again.
not by returning
Even
you to who
one
you were
small
before pain
step
touched you, but
is
by
enough.
shaping you into someone stronger,
Dear
wiser,
God,
and more
thank
grounded
you
than before.
for everything.
Restoration does
Give
not
me
mean
strength.
going backward.
Give me
It means
peace.
being renewed with
Remove
greater depth.
my fear.
You have
Fill
questioned
my
your
heart
identity
with
more
faith.
than you admit. You have wondered
Guide
if you
me.
are enough,
Protect
if
me.
you are capable,
I trust
if you are worthy of the things you
I
hoped
believe
for.
in you.
That questioning has
Everything
quietly
will
shaped your
be
choices.
okay.
It has
Better
made you
days
hesitate
are
when you
coming.
should have stepped forward.
You
It has made
are
you
not
shrink when
alone.
you should have stood tall.
I am with you.
My gift to you
always.
is clarity about who you are.
Even in
You are
silence.
chosen.
Even
You are
in
not an
darkness.
afterthought.
Even
You are
when
not
you
overlooked
feel
in
lost.
the plans of heaven. Your worth was
I am
established
there.
before your performance ever entered the picture. Nothing you have achieved increased your value. Nothing you failed at decreased it. Your identity rests in my love, not in human measurement. The delay you experienced was not empty time. It was shaping time. It was strengthening time. It was purifying time. When you felt stuck, I was removing distractions. When you felt slowed down, I was deepening your roots. When you felt forgotten, I was building quiet endurance in you. And now, because of that preparation, you can carry peace without losing it quickly. My beloved, I want to show you something now, not with your eyes, but with your spirit. I want you to understand what I have been preparing for you in the days ahead. The season you have been walking through is not where your story ends. It is where it deepens. I have been arranging things you cannot yet see. Conversations that have not happened yet. Connections that have not formed yet. Doors that have not opened yet. But they are coming. Not as accidents. Not as coincidences. As answers to the prayers you have been carrying. Sometimes spoken out loud, and sometimes only whispered in the quiet of your heart. I am the God who sees the end from the beginning. I am not guessing at what your future holds. I am building it. I am weaving it together with care, with intention, with a love that considers every detail of your life. You have wondered if things will ever shift. You have asked whether the waiting has a purpose. I am telling you now, it does. The stillness you have endured was not emptiness. It was preparation, like a field that must rest before it can yield its greatest harvest. Your spirit has been resting in me, and now something is beginning to stir. You may not feel it fully yet, but I am asking you to trust what I see that you cannot. There are people I am drawing into your life who will understand you in ways others could not. Not because they are perfect, but because I have prepared them for you and you for them. There are moments approaching that will feel like sudden clarity after a long fog. Moments when you will understand why certain paths closed, and why certain seasons lasted as long as they did. That understanding will bring a peace deeper than anything you have felt before. I am also preparing you for responsibility. Not just blessing, but the capacity to carry it well. A blacksmith does not hand a blade to someone whose grip is not yet steady. He waits until the hand is strong enough, sure enough, ready enough. That is what I have been doing in this season. I have been building your character in the quiet. I have been developing your patience, your compassion, your capacity to trust even when trust felt costly. These are not small things. These are the very things that will allow you to walk into what I have prepared and remain steady. I have watched how you handled disappointment. I have seen how you continued to reach for me even when it felt pointless. That perseverance has not gone unnoticed. It has been seen. It has shaped the path ahead. My child, you have been faithful in the small and the hidden, and I do not forget faithfulness. What I am preparing for you is proportional to the depth I have been building in you. The outer breakthrough is being matched by the inner foundation. That is why the timing matters. That is why I did not rush. A house built on shallow ground cannot hold what I want to place inside it. So I dug deeper. I built stronger. And now the foundation of your spirit is ready to carry something lasting. I know there are things you have almost given up on. Hopes you have set aside because they hurt too much to keep holding. Dreams you have quietly folded and placed somewhere out of sight. I see those too. I have not forgotten them. In many cases, I have been preserving them, protecting them until the right season to return them to you in a form that will not disappoint. Not every delayed dream is a denied dream. Some are simply being held until you are fully ready to receive them. Do not abandon what I placed inside you. Do not decide that what I promised is no longer possible. My word does not expire. My plans for you were not canceled by the waiting. They were confirmed by it. You endured, you remained, and I am faithful to those who remain. The path ahead is not without challenge. I will not promise you smooth ground at every step, but I will promise you this: you will not walk it alone. Every step forward, I will be walking beside you. Every door that opens, I will be there to guide you through it. Every moment of uncertainty, I will be the steady voice reminding you of who you are and whose you are. My child, I know you have asked this question more than once. You have looked up in the quiet of your heart and whispered, "Why did I have to walk through this alone?" You have wondered why certain people could not go with you, why certain relationships faded, why certain voices grew distant, why doors closed without explanation. It felt heavy, it felt unnecessary, it felt like abandonment. But I tell you now with tenderness and truth, the season of isolation was necessary. You were not separated to be punished. You were separated to be protected. There were distractions around you that would have delayed your growth. There were voices that were too loud, opinions that were too heavy, expectations that were too binding. If I had allowed everything to remain, you would have continued leaning on what was comfortable instead of discovering what was powerful inside you. So I gently removed what was familiar, not to harm you, but to focus you. You call it walking alone. I call it walking undistracted. There are seasons when I allow crowds, and there are seasons when I allow quiet. The quiet season is not lesser, it is deeper. In silence, you hear me more clearly. In separation, you discover who you are without constant influence. When the noise fades, truth becomes easier to recognize. I needed you to hear my voice without competition. I needed your spirit to settle enough to discern what truly matters. There is a difference between the person you were before the quiet season and the person you are now. You may not see it fully yet, but I see it clearly. Your roots are deeper. Your discernment is sharper. Your trust in me is less dependent on visible evidence. That is not a small thing, that is transformation. And transformation is always the work of quiet seasons. The isolation shaped you in ways that noise could not. Not because noise is wrong, but because some things can only grow in stillness. Some truths can only be heard in silence. Some strength can only be forged in solitude. You are not the same person who entered that season. You are stronger. You are clearer. You are more grounded in who you are. And that is my work in you, my child. I want you to understand what this moment has truly been. Not just a message you listened to. Not just words that passed through your ears. This was a meeting. This was me reaching across the distance you felt and placing my hand gently on your shoulder. This was heaven speaking your name. You came here carrying something. Maybe heaviness. Maybe confusion. Maybe a quiet desperation that you did not fully understand. I knew what you were carrying. I knew before you arrived. And I want you to leave this moment differently than you came. Not with all your questions answered. Not with all your problems resolved. But with something settled deep inside you. A knowing that you are not forgotten. A certainty that you are not alone. A peace that does not require perfect circumstances to remain. You are my child. That is not a small identity. That is the most secure place in all of existence. Nothing that has happened to you has changed that. Nothing that is coming will change it either. You are held. You are known. You are loved with a love that existed before you took your first breath, and will remain long after every season of your life has passed. If these words have found a home in your heart today, stay close to this place. There is more I wish to speak into your life. Return here whenever your spirit needs to be reminded of how deeply you are loved. The delay was not a mistake. The loneliness was not abandonment. The quiet was not absence. Every part of what you walked through was held in my hands. Every tear was seen. Every question was heard. Every night of uncertainty was covered by my presence. And now, as you sit here, I want you to feel the weight of that truth settle over you like warmth. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not too late for what I have promised. You are exactly where you need to be. And I am not finished with your story, my child. Receive this now. Receive the peace. Receive the identity. Receive the knowing that heaven has been working on your behalf in every season, even the ones that felt empty. You have been carrying a heaviness that was never meant to be yours forever. Lay it down. Let me take it from you. You were never designed to carry it alone, and you do not have to anymore. The silence that surrounded you in your hardest seasons was not my indifference. It was the sound of my preparation. It was the quiet before something new begins. And now something new is beginning. Not loudly, not dramatically, but steadily. The way a morning arrives, not with noise, but with slow, certain light. That light is entering your life right now. Let it come. Do not turn away from it because it looks different than what you expected. Do not dismiss it because it arrived quietly. Some of my greatest works begin in whispers. Some of my deepest healings happen without spectacle. You are stepping into one of those moments. You did not find this message. I brought you here. And I brought you here because I love you. Because I see you. Because there is more ahead than you can currently imagine. Walk forward now. Not in fear, not in confusion, but in the quiet confidence of one who is deeply known, carefully held, and fully loved. I am not finished speaking, and I am not finished working. Stay close to me. I am always here.